get inspired with our dear local expert in Ecuador, Fernanda Machado from Reisen. Fernanda, are you there? Welcome.
Yes.
The microphone
Hello, I'm
is
here.
yours.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. For the people who doesn't know me, I'm Fernanda Machado from Reisen, Ecuador. Reisen is a boutique travel designer that was created 17 years ago. I started in tourism over 25 years ago, working first of all as a tourist guide. Then I had the opportunity of learning different languages. So that was great because I was able to have contact with many countries, many cultures. And that brought me to the idea to open the company, focusing all the programs in clients' experiences. So now the company is already 17 years old. And what I want to present you today is an experience that I have. I am focusing this presentation more in the work that we do with the local communities. And I want to show you an experience that I have a couple of years ago, well, 11 years ago, but that was a great experience. I want to share with you how I got in contact with one culture that we are supporting now, and then also to show you how do we work with the other cultures that we work with, how do we integrate them in the itineraries. So I will share my screen for the presentation. Just a second, please. Am I able to share the screen right now? Yeah.
Yes, you are able, but we are not seeing your screen yet.
Not yet, yeah. Just hold on. Well, I will. Okay.
There we go.
Yes. Now. Great.
Okay. So then here you have, as mentioned, a brief information about the company. 70 years in the market. We work with 5 different continents, all languages, according to client's profile. And as we have a great knowledge about the country, we're able to focus the itinerary on client's interest and profile. We work a lot with experiences. That's what we want to integrate in all the tours that we offer. So the one that I want to show you now is the first community that we work with and we support. I don't know if you know this region, it's called Otavalo. In Babura Mountain. It's when you go to a tour to the northern part of Quito. So actually, this is just 1.5 hours away from Quito. And then you have a small community that it's called Angla. They are very close to Zuleta, which are very well known for weaving. They do beautiful things handmade. So this community is located close to them. And this woman, these people, she was actually a woman that was cleaning the house of the neighbor where I used to live with. And she had a little children, which is this guy, that was the same age as my son. It was 11 years ago. And they used to play to each other. So then they decided to get married, of course, after the kid was born. And they asked us, my husband and me, he's my husband, and that's me, to be the godparents for their marriage. And they invited us. And that's the experience that I want to share with you, because for me, it was really amazing. Even though you are just 1.5 hours away from Quito, how can you see a total different culture? So I just put a couple of pictures. Sorry that the resolution is not that good, but as you can imagine, 11 years ago, we did it like normal pictures. So this is a scan from the original pictures. But then we can see the marriage of them, a couple of pictures that we with them. And how was the process? I want to explain it because it was really nice. The first night, of course, after the marriage, we went to the house of the family to celebrate the marriage. But normally this community, they used to celebrate 3 days, this marriage, the whole process. We stayed 2 days. The 3rd day was not possible to stay longer, but it was interesting how we experienced. So the first night, it was the normal party. On the next morning, we were at 7 a.m. At the house, and they were actually still drinking and playing music and dancing and everything. That's why you can see the faces are like quite tired because they spent the whole night awake. We went to sleep early and we woke up early to meet them. And what we did is that you walk on the street, all the people together playing music to a small river that is close to the street in order to continue with the celebration. Something that surprised me in the marriage is that all the presents that people gave to the people there were eggs and beer. And of course, I asked, what are you doing with so much beer and eggs? And then we realized next day with this special drink, that what was it for? So what they did is they put in a big bowl the beer, the eggs, and alcohol, and they made all people continue drinking that beverage. Then we went to this small place where they did a special thing for us, and it's that they put a bowl with roses and a special plant that in Spanish is called ortiga. It creates hips when you put it, when you pass it into the body. And here, what we are doing here is that the husband, my husband in this case, is supposed to wash the head, the hands, and the feet of the woman. And in my case, also he is doing the same with me, and they are doing the opposite. So we have to wash. And why we do that? We take the water from here, the water with the roses and these hips, this ortiga. They wash the head because they think that in that way people will not have bad thoughts. They wash the hands because they think also that in this case you will not touch whatever you are not able to touch. And in the feet because you should not go to places where you are not able to go. So that's to be loyal in your marriage. After this celebration, here is how they are doing the beverage that I mentioned. After this celebration, they stand up here, and we were supposed to give them good thoughts, feelings, and things for the future. So to hope that they will do well in the future, to bless them. Then after that, the husband, you see how he's getting each time tired because it's already the second day. He takes this wood, and the woman, sorry, I forgot the name, for weaving, the cotton that they take, and we were supposed to carry that. So that's me and my husband carrying this all around, and they started to play and walking around to the house of the woman. Then actually it was already the second day in the afternoon. We were already tired, and we said that we will not be able to continue because 3 days was a long time. We still have our kids small, so we came back. But then they told us that this wedding celebration lasts 3 days. So when we saw that, I thought that it was so interesting to see this culture, because as mentioned, it's only 1.5 hours away from the mainland, from the highlands, from the big cities, and you still have this untouched culture. And actually, these people, they used to go to the cities to look for job opportunities. As mentioned, this woman was cleaning the house of the person that where we rented the house. And they invited us a couple of times to the celebrations. And as I saw that it's really authentic and touch, the first impression that I had was, okay, let's support them to make something in their community so that they do not have to leave to the big cities to look for other job opportunities. And actually, that was my first idea. And that's why I told her, look, let's do something together. You show us your culture, and we can support you bringing tourists so that you can show them what you are offering. And that's how we got into a contract in order to support them, because we can include it in each visit that we do with the clients. But actually, after that, at the moment, they were able just to offer that during the weekends, because during the week, they were supposed to work in the main cities. But then thinking of that, and it's something, maybe a question that I will ask all of you, because it's interesting to understand what do you think about it, is that one thing is that with tourism, you can show your own culture, exactly as I am trying to do here, showing their own culture. But on the other hand, how can tourism change their current culture? Because now their current culture is to work during the week in the city, and during the weekend, they still have these celebrations or these typical things. So my question will be like, should we let them come back in the city, in this community, to also work during the week and forget about the job that they are doing right now? Or should we just keep these activities during the weekend so that they can still maintain their current lifestyle? I guess that's a big question, because the idea of tourism is that you don't have to change clients, the community culture. You need to support them on their current culture. And if we already changed that, make them return to adapt maybe an ancient lifestyle that they do not have anymore, is that good in tourism or not? That's a question that I will leave you. It will be interesting to understand what do you think about it. But well, after we have signed this contract, we start promoting that for clients. So for example, here, the activities that we currently do with them, whenever they go to the community, we can do an excursion of maybe 3 hours or 6 hours, depending on the availability of clients and also interest. Where here, what we are doing is we show how they do the cleansing of the body and take away the bad energy from the body through the plants. So they have the plants, different kind of plants that they use for that. Here you have an example. They are showing us how they do it. And of course, they can also do it for tourists in case they want. We can see the production that they have. And then for lunch, we can have what we call a pampa mesa, which means that we take the main products that they produce there and do a kind of picnic just to taste the different flavors that they have in the highlands. The other option is here, we are learning how they do this typical beverage that it's called a chicha from the yucca, from maize, sorry. In the Amazon jungle, they do it from yucca. In the highlands, they do it from maize. And we have in Ecuador more than 20 different sorts of maize. So we have different kinds of beverage of this chicha with different names that they use for the different celebrations as well. So that will be the example that I have in this community. I wanted to tell more in detail about this one because of the experience that I have. I am really amazed how in Ecuador we can have so different cultures within few kilometers away from the main cities. But with this same purpose, what we are doing and what I want to show you is how do we integrate the different cultures along our itineraries. So I just put a couple of examples of places that we visit during the tours that we offer. Some of them we support directly, 2 of them exactly, and the other ones is just that we hire their services and integrate them during the tours. Because for me, something really important in tourism is that you can integrate a lot of people in this business chain. Now with the pandemic, we have realized how many people is involved indirectly also in tourism. And that's how we can promote also the economy for a lot of people. Here in Peguche, that it's also close to the north, we have another place that we visit. So how we are doing is on the weekends, we visit the community that I just showed you because of what I mentioned. But the rest of the week, we visit this place because now that's their job. They work for that. And it's how they do the clothes as well, how they put the colors and how they prepare everything. We learn that. We can have lunch with them as well. So that's a spot that we visit. So clients can learn also the culture from the other side and not just the touristic area. So we visit that first of all, we learn that, and then we go to the indigenous market, Otavalo, to see the souvenirs that you can buy there. Here we have another place also in the same area, and it's that we can learn how they do the music instruments. So here you have 2 options. One is just the visit where they show you how they do it, and you participate listening the music with the different instruments because this guy is amazing. He can interpret a lot of instruments. And if you have a family with children, for example, the children are able to prepare their own instrument. The pan flute, for example, that it's typical from there, they can learn how to do that, and they can take maybe 30 minutes preparing their own instrument. Another experience, this one will be when we visit the city tour in the middle of the world in the highlands, is how can we call it the agave experience. This one is the agave plant. As you know, in Mexico, you can take tequila from this plant, but as this is an origin name and we cannot use it, in Ecuador it's called misque, but it's the same beverage. So what we do here is also we stop over with clients if they want, in order to experience the whole process of elaboration of misque from agave plant. And we can do a tasting at the end. So that's a kind of experience just to combine with a normal city tour. It does not mean that you will stop visiting other places. It's just a complement, because I think that these small experiences, when you integrate them in itineraries, makes a big complement for clients. And here, of course, we can also be able to give souvenirs to clients in case they wish as a souvenir. For example, with the community, they can take a table runner. That could be a present given by us, depending on the clients, that if you want to do something different for them. Another experience is the chocolate experience. As you know, Ecuador is very well known for chocolate. And that's why we have this option also. Instead of the agave, we can do this stopover. So as you can see, we have experiences that can combine also different profile of clients. Because if you're maybe with children, the agave experience will not be the best idea, but instead we can visit the chocolate experience, so that clients can just learn about the process of elaboration of the chocolate. Here we have another community that we support that it's called Intolte Place. This one is very interesting because many of you should maybe have seen this image, that it's the typical devil's nose train ride that we have in Ecuador. The amazing thing of this portion is that here you can do the zigzag. The train does the zigzag. So it goes forward and it comes back and it descends 600 meters in this way. Unfortunately, at the moment, the railway is not operating. But as we do have this community that we support, we decided to keep this community here. This community is very interesting because now they are not indigenous people anymore. They are already mestizos. And it's a good complement to the other one because it's a different culture. They have, of course, a different lifestyle. What we do here is just with one stopover that we do visit this place, we support 6 different families. Because when we arrive, we will be welcomed by the community with a typical dance. We have already included here some souvenirs that we prepay for the clients. So for example, clients will receive a key ring made by this man, made out of wood. They will have the opportunity of taking the picture with the llama. Everything, it's already included. They don't have to pay extra. But you know what used to happen in the past is that, for example, the woman that had the llama, she was always standing up there, just hoping someone to approach and take a picture and tip her. Or the man here was just stand up the whole day, hoping someone to buy a product. So what we did is we pre-buy these products for them. So if we have 6 tourists, she knows that she will have 6 pictures with the llama. He will have 6 key rings sold. And then we go to the viewpoint and we have lunch. And that's a small way to support them and, you know, make active their economical activity, because now with the train, of course, this activity stopped for them. And that's why we still do this visit. Then I just put a couple of examples because of the time, so I will put just 2 last examples from Galapagos, because we integrate, and that's maybe a very good thing of the island hopping programs that we offer. In Galapagos, as you know, you have 2 options for visiting the islands. One are the cruises, and the other ones are the island hopping programs or land-based programs, which means that you will overnight at a hotel and do the excursions. On the cruises, of course, when you visit the tour, you visit the islands, you do snorkeling, and you come back on board. But on the island hopping programs, after you have done the excursions, you will have some free time. And that's the time that we take advantage visiting some places and interacting with the community. So this means that you can have a good complement of nature and also culture while visiting the Galapagos Islands. In the 2 small examples that I put here, one is a stopover on a place where we can learn the whole process of elaboration of the beer. And clients can get also a ticket, so at the end of the day, they can go to a bar to taste their beer. And we have another one in Floriana. Maybe you have already heard about Floriana. Floriana has only 100 inhabitants. It's a small island, isolated. Not many tourists go there, just few of them. We have only 2 hotels there. And what I like a lot from this is that you can learn more about the history and the local culture. This man, the one that you see here, he's our guide. And actually he lives in the island, his family since 1935. And they explain us how they evolved the community. They support the development of the community as well. They have a hotel. And also they tell the whole history, because Floriana has a lot of mystery in its history. And what we do here is they do a wine made out of guava. We make clients taste the wine. We give the clients also as a souvenir this wine so that they can take back home, and we learn about their culture. So that's also a way to support them buying their products, the one that they produce. They produce coffee, cheese, and all of that will be served during the meals. So that will be the experiences that I have to show you. And this last picture is just to show you that not just the visit is what we do, but it's also the training to the local communities. This one is a training that we did in Tolte. We do it a couple of times, teaching them about customer service, about ecology, about sustainability. And also this one is one that we did at the Galapagos Island with the local communities. Here we did the Disney experience. We show them the experience of Disney. How can they implement it in Galapagos Island? So these kind of things are examples that we do with the local community in all the places that we visit, so that we can support them on their development and integrate them in the tourism activities, and of course that they can provide the same quality of service that we are used to provide to our clients. Thank you so much, and I am open if you have any question, and if someone maybe can share their opinion about my question.
Fernanda, thank you very much. It was a totally inspiring presentation for me, and I believe for all the audience. We won't have time for questions, so if anyone wants to send questions in the chat, she can answer, or afterwards. I just want to add one comment regarding your question, if what would be the best for the local community you were mentioning in the beginning, to keep the regular work during the week and doing this tourism attraction only on the weekends, or trying to do it every day. I think the most important thing here is that by recognizing them, and when they feel that their culture has a lot of value for their traditions and what the visitors see, I think you give them the power to decide. So that, I think this is the most beautiful thing you can do for them, is just recognize the value of their culture and their traditions, and probably they will choose the best way. Now they have an option. So I think it's great to have this doubt and to know that they can choose the best way, the best path for them. So congrats for your beautiful work. It was very inspiring to know a little bit more about this, and to know that you have similar experiences in other parts of the country. So thank you very much. And Marcelo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roberto. Thank you, Fernanda. I also want to add a quick comment. As well as Roberto, I felt inspired. And your reflection about the community was very, very relevant. In my view, a real sustainability in tourism is when we truly interact with the local people, when we are truly interested in learning with them, in learning their culture, instead of just having them working hard to meet the demands and service that the tourists usually have in their cities where they live. So this is sustainable to help and incentivize these communities to keep their culture, and as Roberto said, to give them the option to choose. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So now